Hello everyone, welcome again to my class. Today I am going to discuss about the digestive system in human. So, what is digestive system? The system of our body that we need to convert the complex food in a simple form that can be absorbed in our body is called digestive system. Now, this digestive system helps to convert the complex foods into simple nutrients that can be easily absorbed in our body. So, this digestive system must have some parts. Now, what are the name of that parts? At first, we will learn the names of the different parts of our digestive system, and after that we will learn how digestion is taking place in that parts. Okay, let's start. As you can see in the picture, the digestive system is starting from the mouth. Now from the mouth it's going through the buccal cavity. After that, the digestive system is going through the esophagus. This pipeline structure is called the esophagus. Now after esophagus, the line is coming to this part. This is the stomach. After the stomach, this pink portion, as you can see, this is the small intestine. After small intestine, we are having the large intestine, and after large intestine it is ending at the point. This point is called rectum, that is the storage place of the wastage products, and which is excreting through the anus, that is the last portion. Now what are the remaining portions? I didn't say about these portions beside stomach. So this portion, this triangular portion, is the liver, and the deep green oval shaped organ, as you can see, this is the gallbladder, and the light greenish part that you can see behind the stomach is the pancreas. So these are the names of the parts of our digestive system. Now we will learn how food enters through these digestive parts and gets digested. Okay, let's start again. When the foods is entering through the mouth, its digestion is started at the buccal cavity. Now we take mainly three types of food, that is carbohydrate, protein and fat. These three are converted in our body and produces the essential nutrients or energy. But the three other essential nutrients that we take, like vitamin, minerals and water, that is not converted or digested in our body. They are just influencing the other metabolic activities. Now, when the carbohydrate, fat and protein, three types of foods, are entering inside our mouth or buccal cavity, then you can see here three greenish part is indicated in that buccal cavity. These are the salivary glands. So these three salivary glands, they secrete the saliva, and in this saliva there is an enzyme called salivary amylase or ptyalin. So this salivary amylase converts the carbohydrate type of food into simpler form, like it converts starch into maltose. Now except carbohydrate, there is no conversion of fat and protein in the buccal cavity. So after this conversion, the food goes through this pipe-like structure. Now what was that? This part's name was esophagus. Okay. Now this food goes towards the esophagus and moves towards the stomach. Now when we are taking food, we are swallowing it and it's going towards the esophagus. But how does it move towards the stomach through the esophagus? It is automatic movement of that esophagus, which is called peristalsis. That means you already know about voluntary muscles and involuntary muscles, and you know our intestinal muscle cells, and then cardiac cells, that is heart muscles. All these are formed with involuntary muscles, and these moves automatically. So automatically the esophagus is moving the food towards the stomach, and this automatic movement is called the peristalsis. Now after going to reaching to a stomach, then this food, now some other conversion will take place here. What is that? After reaching stomach, there will be secretion of hydrochloric acid, and this hydrochloric acid will activate one enzyme in the stomach, that is called the pepsinogen. And this pepsinogen at first remains inactive, and when hydrochloric acid is secreted in the stomach, then this inactive pepsinogen converts into active pepsin, and this pepsin converts the protein type of food inside the stomach into simple polypeptide, and still there is no conversion of fat. So carbohydrate is in some portion converted, and protein is some portion converted, but there is no conversion of fat. And at this stage, that food is converted into acidic chyme. The paste is called chyme, which is acidic due to the secretion of hydrochloric acid. Now when this chyme enters this point of that small intestine is called the duodenum, and this point of that small intestine or duodenum is called hepatopancreatic duct, because at this point it has connection with that gallbladder or liver and pancreas. Now when the chyme reaches here, the gallbladder secretes bile. Actually bile is produced in liver and stored in gallbladder, and there is also secretion of pancreatic juice from that pancreas. Now you see what is the function of bile. As the food chyme is acidic, now bile neutralizes it, because bile is alkaline in nature. So the acidic food chyme is neutralized, and after that the pancreatic juice, which contains three other enzymes called trypsin, lipase, amylase, these three enzymes starts working on the food. And trypsin, like pepsin, trypsin also works on the protein, and it converts that previously converted polypeptide into amino acid. And lipase, what does it do? It converts fat. But there is one problem, that is fats are the larger molecules, large complex foods that we cannot easily digest. So here another function of bile remains, that bile when secreted from the gallbladder, it converts the large fat molecule into small droplets, and that small fat droplets are converted by the lipase, and this is breakdown into fatty acid and glycerol. And the remaining enzyme, that is amylase enzyme, works on the starch or carbohydrate, and it converts this polysaccharide into simpler form, that is glucose. So this is how the food is now totally converted into simpler form in the small intestine. Now the process of absorption is starting, and in the small intestine there is some intestinal glands, and these there is projections, finger like projections inside the small intestine, which starts absorbing the nutrients. So after absorbing the nutrients, the remaining portion will move to the large intestine, and this portion of the large intestine is called the cecum, and the middle portion is called the colon, and then comes the rectum. So when the wastage remaining portion is reaching the large intestine, by this time water portion and remaining excess salt or other minerals that will be absorbed in that large intestine, and finally after absorption of water and minerals, the remaining wastages will go to the rectum and will be excreted through anus. So this is how through the digestive system the total food portion is getting converted into simpler nutrients and getting absorbed in our body. Now I want to clear some other points, that is, when the food is entering the buccal cavity, the first process of digestion is starting, that is the chemical conversion, that is mechanical conversion, and this mechanical process is done by our teeth. And you see there are 4 types of teeth. The first 4, these 4 are called the incisor, and these 2 blue, these are called the canine. These 4 orange colored teeth, these are called the premolar, and last 3, that means total 6, these are the molar teeth. Now what is the structure of one tooth? That is, the outer shining portion is called the crown, and inside the gum we are having the root, and the middle portion is the neck. And the outer shining portion has 2 layers, that is, at the surface this is the enamel, and after enamel we are having the hard portion, that is the dentin. And when any infection occurs in our tooth, we can feel the pain. So how does it occur? Because we have nerve and blood supply in our tooth, and these nerves and blood vessels are remaining in a cavity called pulp. So this is the simple structure of one tooth. And another thing I want to clear this, that already you have learned about the respiratory system, and you know through the nostril the oxygen enters through the nasal cavity and it goes to the pharynx, then the larynx, and goes to our respiratory system or trachea up to bronchial and alveolus. And also the digestive system, you have seen that it is entering through mouth and going to buccal cavity and then pharynx and then esophagus. So there is a common open point in our respiratory tract and digestive tract. So why the food is not going towards the trachea, it is why is it entering the esophagus? Because there is a flap like structure that is called the epiglottis, which is covering the larynx while we are taking food, and that is said that we should not talk while eating. Now this is the peristalsis, that is the automatic movement of food through the esophagus, and this is actually contraction and expansion, and this is appendix, one extended portion in between the small intestine and large intestine. And we know if any infection occurs in the appendix, we get the problem of appendicitis. And in previous time it was thought that there is no function of appendix, but now scientists are researching on that, and they are saying that there is a important role of appendix in our immune system. And these are the digestive glands, because I have already said some substance like bile is secreted from liver and stored in gallbladder. Then I have said gastric glands, that means stomach is secreting the enzymes and hydrochloric acid. Then pancreas, which is secreting lipase, amylase and trypsin. Salivary glands, which are on the in the buccal cavity and secreting saliva and salivary amylase. So all these parts are called the digestive glands, as they are secreting the important enzymes and other substance required for the digestion. So our digestive system has two parts, that is the total digestive tract starting from mouth up to anus, and these 5 digestive glands for the enzymes and other secretions. So we will take a review of digestion. First of all, when the food is entering the buccal cavity through mouth, salivary amylase is secreting and converting carbohydrate into maltose, and there is no conversion of protein and fat. And then the food is moving towards stomach by peristalsis, and in stomach then HCl is secreting. This is activating the pepsinogen into active pepsin, which is converting protein into polypeptide. And then again there is no conversion of maltose and fat. Now total food is converting into acidic chyme. Now when it is reaching the small intestine, bile is coming from the gallbladder, which is secreted from liver, and it is neutralizing the acidic chyme. Again the enzymes trypsin is lipase is breaking down fat into fatty acid and glycerol, and trypsin is breaking polypeptide into amino acid and simple peptide, and finally maltase, it is converting maltose into glucose. So this is the review of digestion in short. So that's all for today. Hope you have somehow you are having some idea about our digestive system, and that will be beneficial for you. Thank you all.